Hey everybody, Chef here. Just in case you missed the Google Meet today, Friday, October 2nd. Here's what we went over today. We were going to go over the 3-compartment sink setup, and then I thought to myself, well, we should probably go over cleaning versus sanitizing and types of sanitizers and the ratio of sanitizer to water, and also garbage disposal use and safety, as well as removal of grease before we went to the sink setup. So if you can see this picture of Aiden, one of my students, has these are bottles of sanitizer called Quat, and this is where we keep them by the 3-compartment sink, and they have to be adjusted to certain levels, which we will go over in a few slides down. So here we go. Let's get started. And once again, I will say this at the end of the video too. If you ever have any questions, message me. There is no actual quiz or worksheet today. We will do that Monday, but just take a quick look at this because you will need to use this as a reference Monday, and I will put that in the week number 5 folder. And that week number 5 folder, I'm going to say would be, oh gosh, I'm adding it up right now. Today is the 2nd, Friday, Saturday is the 3rd, Sunday's October 5th through the 9th. That'll be the week 5 folder. Okay, here we go. So when do you use food service sanitizers? We use them a lot more often than you'd think. We usually sanitize things before, during, and after food production. The point I want to make with that we were kind of discussing this in Google class today is there is a major difference between cleaning and sanitizing. Cleaning is getting rid of the dirt and the debris, maybe scrubbing something down with some soapy water, wiping that down, and then you spray your sanitizer and let it sit to kill germs and bacteria. So there is a big difference between cleaning and sanitizing. And to my intermediate students, I need you to get in the habit of not just spraying things down with sanitizer and wiping it up. We need to wipe things down with soapy water and then sanitize. All right. These 3 sanitizers are approved for food preparation, but we only use this one right here, Quat. And that is shortened for, I'm not even going to try to say it. It's like Quat ammonium something. I'll try to figure that out. I'll try to look that up. I'm not even going to try to tell you exactly how to pronounce this, but Quat sanitizer is a very good food grade sanitizer that we use most of the time. We do not use iodine. It stains. Still a good sanitizer. We do not use bleach because bleach stains your clothes, and some people are actually allergic to bleach, so we just try to keep it away from people. I think some people with asthma have trouble breathing with bleach. So I'm going to mark those out. But for the record, I do like bleach as a sanitizer. Sanitizer can be purchased in several ways: tablet, powder, or liquid. Liquid, like bleach, like this. This is a bottle of bleach here. We use the tablet form. I showed them an example on the camera today, but this is the form that we use it in tablet. The reason I like tablets is it doesn't have to be measured out, and you just put how many tablets per gallon. And that's where we talk about the ratio of sanitizer to water. For our sanitizer, it is 2 tablets per 2 tablets, and that's equal to the for each gallon of water. And just to let you know, sorry I'm spelling so poorly, there's 128 ounces in a gallon, but we have things to measure out gallons. It's very simple to measure this out. Now this is a very important factor here. Tablets are cost effective, but you have to wait for them to dissolve. You put the tablets in the water. As you can see, these haven't dissolved yet, okay? And if they're not completely dissolved, then the sanitizer is not strong enough, and it defeats the whole purpose of killing germs and bacteria because it's not at the right ratio of sanitizer to water. It'd be too weak, so it could be ineffective. So you have to wait for them to completely dissolve. Depending on the situation, usually we make sanitizer ahead of time, so it's dissolved and at the right levels, so you're good to go. But if you ever have to sanitize something and put tablets in a bucket, you need to wait for them to be 100% dissolved. As you can see here, I don't know if I can draw on this or not. See how blue this is? This is just starting to dissolve. I was trying to give you an idea. This should be all the same color once it's dissolved. It should be a light blue color, so you need to make sure that's properly mixed. At the top here, this says quad is 200 to 400 ppm. That's a ratio, more of a scientific ratio, which means parts per million. What you need to know is the ratio of tablet to water, which is 2 tablets to 1 gallon of water. Also very important, when we say minimal contact time, that means the smallest, the least amount. It can't, like 30 seconds is the least amount of time quat sanitizer needs to stay on the surface to sanitize. For example, I spray down a tabletop. I have to wait 30 seconds before I can wipe it up for it to be effective. That's the minimal amount of time. It can stay on there longer, but at least 30 seconds. Now, you don't have to sit there and count to 30. Usually I just wait a little bit longer than 30 seconds, and then you know you're safe. Okay, garbage disposal. Right here, this is the, to your left, this is our dish machine garbage disposal, the drain for that. And the other one is for the 3-compartment sink. Obviously, the one for the 3-compartment sink is very big. A few things. Never stick your hand in there. If something gets stuck, come get me. And I'll explain how to turn it on in a minute. There's no reason to stick your hand in here. There is no reason to dump grease in there. We rarely dump hardly any food product in there, okay? But sometimes it just helps grind things up if there's a little bit left on a sheet pan or a plate or something like that. As you'll see on the right, the one spinning, it kind of puts water into there to help it go down the drain, and I will show you in the next slide where the on and off switch for these are, or at least for the one on the dish machine. They're both very similar, and I'll explain. Alright, right here, underneath where the dish machine was, this is the disposal itself. Just to let you know, sometimes if something gets caught in there and I have to get it out, and I'm the one that will get it out, you need to make sure that sometimes if it doesn't turn back on, you need to reset it, and that red button is the reset button. But usually if I'm taking care of that, I do it myself, but it's good for you to know where the reset button is. And honestly, you shouldn't touch it unless we need to reset it. So most of the time, I'd say the best lesson I could teach you at this point is don't even touch that red button unless I tell you to. On this side here, where the red is already drawn, I'm going to make this a little bit blue, maybe a little yellow. There is a switch right there, if you can see right there. To turn on the garbage disposal, you have to pull this switch back. You have to pull it back, not push it, to turn it on. The reasoning behind that is it's much safer to have to pull something to turn it on as opposed to pushing it, because somebody could slip into it and turn it on by accident, and maybe somebody well, hopefully they wouldn't have their hands in there, but if they did, it would be much harder for somebody to turn it on. So that's where you turn the dish disposal on, with that switch that you pull towards yourself. Alright, next slide. We were talking about this today, and I can't emphasize enough let's focus on the left slide here. Let's say we have some bacon grease. Okay, if we have bacon grease, you can't just throw it down the disposal that I showed you. Okay, it's not good for our drainage system and our grease trap, and I'll go over that in a little bit. So what do? You can't dump hot bacon grease into a garbage can. It would melt the bag in the can. What you can do is let that grease sit out for a little bit. It will congeal, it will get hard. You can scrape it off the pan, and then you can throw it in the garbage. Never throw grease down a sink drain or in a garbage disposal. But for something like animal fat, like bacon fat, you would want to throw that, let it cool down, and throw it into a garbage bag in the garbage. Now on the right here, I'm going to use a different color since it's already circled. These two barrels are where we dump all our fryer oil. And once you get in the class, or for those of you who've been in the class, you should know this, but this is where you dump the old fryer oil. Okay, the only thing that goes into these barrels is used fryer oil, nothing else. Do not dump any water or anything in there, just fryer oil. I think that's about it. I could go into some detail about the grease trap, but I think I'll try to make a better video for that so I can explain it a little bit better. So these are things you need to know for Monday, and we'll probably hit that again. We'll go over it again, and you'll have a quiz. And then on Monday, we will also go over 3-compartment sink setup. So that's about it. Have a nice weekend. See you on Monday, and thanks for listening.